Hello everybody, Suffolk Andy here, and just outside the little village of Belstead, just past the A12. Nice little church here, as you can see. Just thought I'd just show you the old Kawasaki ZZR 1200. You've seen me on it a few times. I thought I'd just give you a quick look round. There you go, sunglasses on top, eh? It's that bloody good today. Can't believe this weather for this time of year in this country. Anyway, before I get on with the blog, can I just say thank you to Grey Viper. He gave me a nice little plug in his Cobdock bike show. There you go, put them on that. In his Cobdock bike blog this morning. Thanks mate, appreciate that. Right, I'm going to be making my way out to a place called Raiden. And Raiden is a small place, it's about 10 minutes away from here. And it's an old wartime airfield. So here we go. A beautiful morning, or late morning, in Suffolk. Now, I've been thinking about one or two things over the past couple of days, and one of them is, you know, the blogs I'm doing are not really that motorbike orientated, and there's probably a reason for that. One is that everything that's to do with motorbikes has all been done before by people who are more technically minded on motorbikes than I am. As I've stated in the... Oh, come on, for fuck's sake, you can see a bloody mile away. As I've stated in other blogs, I've been riding bikes for many, many years. Too many bloody years. And in all that time, I've been the sort of biker who hasn't really got into the technical side of biking. I just look at a bike and I think, hey, you know, I like that bike. Wouldn't mind riding it, you know? And I will. But I don't need to know all the ins and outs. I don't need to know the torque of this and the torque of that and the, you know, and the CCs and stuff like that. I'm not that interested. Oh my God, a traffic jam, look, in a friggin' little lane in Suffolk. It's like that all the time round. Oh, for God's sake. Anyway, I've never been a technical biker, and I never will. I'm never going to be able to sit on this bike and tell you all the ins and outs of a model of a bike. I don't even know about this one that much. All I know it's a ZZR 1200, and I know it's been souped up a bit, you know. I know there's different exhausts on it, and I know it's been jetted and stuff like that. But I can't tell you anything more. Not really. When it comes to handling of bikes and that, I suppose, yes, I could. You know, I've rid quite a few over the years. But I tend to hang on to bikes longer than most. It's not because I love keeping a bike. It's if they're good, they're good. I always look at it this way, you know. If you've got a car that's running right and you're happy with it, why stop at the lay-by and take the fan belt out? Because you're heading for disaster. So if anything is good, running right, and I'm happy with it, I'll keep it. So that's why I'm not that technical on bikes. When it comes to sort of things like equipment for bikes, yes, I could talk about that. I was watching a little vid from Grey Viper the other day about earplugs. Well, I've been riding a bike for 40 odd years and I've never ever wore earplugs. Not once. All the miles I've travelled over nearly every single country in Europe, even down to Greece and back twice in the past, I never wore earplugs. Well, the other day I thought I'd try a pair. I thought, yeah, I'll give these earplugs a go. Got a bit of fuzzing in one ear, but that's probably being a fart. So I bought these earplugs, went down to Allwell's, the local motorbike shop, and bought a pair of earplugs. You know, only about £3, £4. Stuck them in my ear and off I went. Thought, this is weird. This is weird. So I thought, well, I'll go up on the A14, the busiest road, and give it a handful down there and see how I got on. So off I went. I went up there and I give it a handful, and I was passing lorries and things. I couldn't hear them. I just felt so weird. It was like I couldn't hear the wind noise. Well, I could hear the wind noise, but it was muted. Anyway, I think I'm going along. I went about 4 or 5 miles, and I looked down at the clock, you know, and I was speeding. I thought, oh my God, I had no idea that I was going faster than I was. So I stopped, took the earplugs out, got back on my bike, and never put them in. They're in the back here now. I don't like them. You know, if I was one of these youngsters who's got one of these sport bikes and that make all that noise and whatever, and I was racing, you know, I've been watching racing. I've been all over the continent watching motorbike racing. Yes, you've got to wear earplugs at them sort of speeds, but I don't like them myself. But, and I will say this is a big but, if you like it, you know, earplugs, it's your prerogative, and I take my hat off to you. Yeah, get on with them. But I can't. I think it's been too long since I had earplugs. I just can't do it. Helmets, crash helmets. Yes. You'd be stupid if you didn't have a decent crash helmet or skid lid on your head. Don't know if you can hear me, can you? Whee. You know, you'd be stupid if you couldn't. If you wouldn't, because, you know, it's your life. And we know what the fatality rate in motorcycling is. It's quite high. And you need that protection. Now, at the moment, I'm wearing a Shoei. It's probably the most expensive helmet I've ever wore in my life. I've had several, you know, over the years. AGVs. Found them a little squirrel look. Found them a little bit small and tight. Didn't like it. In fact, my last AGV, I only wore it once. And I think my son is wearing it now, and he's on his motorbike. Shark, another good one. Tried it, yeah, fine. But I just find that this Shoei that I'm wearing at the moment is my favourite one. And I've had it a couple of years, and I'm happy with it. I don't need to change it. Levers. Okay, when it comes to levers, I like a two-piece. I don't want to wear a baby grow. I'm not Shaky Byrne or Alex Lowe's. I haven't got a sport bike, and I don't want to wear a baby grow with a big hump on the back. Okay, I just like a decent leather jacket, pair of gloves, leather trousers, and boots. And the reason I like a two-set is because if the hot weather comes, you can take your jacket off, basically. You're not stuck in a baby grow. Or a onesie. Most of them look like nowadays. So, no, when you say the fifth. No, but if you want to wear, a racing suit, mate, I've got no problem with that. Some of you look absolutely fantastic. You know, a lot of money, and they do give you that protection, I know. So it's just my preference that I like to wear a jacket and a pair of trousers, or leather trousers. When I'm out on a day like today, I'm just wearing a pair of jeans. They're not ordinary jeans. They've got the lining, Kavanagh lining inside. But if I was going for any long distance or touring or anything like that, I would be wearing leather trousers without a shadow of a doubt. I wouldn't go down, say, to London today in this pair of jeans. I would be wearing leathers. And when it comes to oh, I've got a wide vehicle. When it comes to the joys of Suffolk, eh? Look at that one. When it comes to bike gear, I'm not branded orientated either. You know, I like the Alpine Star stuff and stuff like that. but I don't go for it. I think it's very expensive, very nice, very expensive. I think I've got a Frank Thomas jacket on at the moment, leather jacket. I've had it about 3 years. It's now starting to get past the sell-by date. I've wore it a lot, but I'm happy with it. It's comfortable, and it does me. I'm not the Onslow of motorbike clothes, but I'm not into the designer stuff really. I wear a pair of gloves. Today I got my summer gloves on. They're sort of a racing glove. They're not a known make as such, but they fit my hands nice, feel nice, got nice control with them, and I'm happy. So, right, we're coming into Raiden now. This is where the airfield is. I think there's a memorial here. I'll just have a little stop and show you. There you go. If you can see straight down there, that was the runway. Straight through there, and those two bits on there are aeroplane propellers on there. I think one's a Thunderbolt and one's something else. I can't remember now. I have read it before in the past. But that is the main runway running down there, and the Americans were here in the Second World War, the old flying fortresses. And this is where they done all their bombing. I think I did read on there the last bombing run was to Hitler's lair in Austria, where they bombed it just before the end of the war. And I think they had significant losses here of airplanes, quite a few. I think the rate of fatalities was high. But that's my little thing on the Second World War. Right, I'm going to head it out this way now. When it comes to boots, I've got touring boots, I've got racing boots. I prefer short boots, even when I've got my leathers on, as long as the wind don't get in between me short boots and me leather trousers. It doesn't usually. But I've also got a pair of touring boots. If I go to France or somewhere like that, I will wear them. I've got the old boots on today, and I would never ever go out on a motorbike without a helmet, which you'd be nuts if you did. I know it's against the law. I would never go out without a pair of decent gloves on or a pair of decent boots. You'll be surprised. The other day I was going through Ipswich, and this big old cruiser come down the road, and there was this big old bloke on there. You could tell he was a bodybuilder. He had a singlet on, a pair of shorts, and on his feet he had flip-flops, and he was on like a 1200cc sort of cruiser bike. And I looked at him and I thought, what a knob, If he came off there, think of the damage that he'd have done to himself. Okay, he's just riding around town, but I tell you what, you come at 30 mile an hour with a pair of shorts and the flip-flops on, no gloves, mate, you'd be in trouble. And I tell you what, they say it's not nice when they take the skin off your arse to put it on your friggin' arms and legs, or on your hands. And I tell you what, it's not nice when somebody's got to wipe your arse because you've got no skin left on your hands. So I think that people who don't wear the right stuff, are a bit on the silly side, really. So I'm now heading back into Ipswich. Bit of a ramble there about different bits and pieces, but I thought I'd just sort of tell you about myself. Not a technical guy, not into high fashion when it comes to motor bike clothes. Like what I like. Whee! These are funny old roads, But you can have some fun on them. Just give it a little bit of a push. Hey, they're so damn bloody bumpy. Yeah, so that little ramble is all from me, Suffolk Andy.